This is Denari with Tamika Catchings. It's a very special week as your jersey is going to go up in the rafters here at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. But before we talk about that, I want to go back. We met back in 2001, a long time ago. We've known each other for a long time, seen a lot happen. I mean, could you ever imagine where your career has taken you when you were drafted here back in 2001?
No, and I think the biggest reason was because of my knee and coming back from the ACL, and that was really my first true injury. So I just remember telling Pat, I was just like, oh my gosh, I'll never be the same. Like, I'll always be a step slow or a step behind, or laterally, I can't move this way, I can't move that way. And coming back 2002 rookie season, the way it kicked off, just like, this is, I don't know, it's like a storybook and a storybook ending.
Well, and it's not just about your individual accomplishments, because there are many. I mean, we'd take way more than this interview to talk about that, but it's what you meant for this franchise and this team and this city. And for you to retire having led this franchise to a championship, 12 straight years in the playoffs, does that mean more to you than all those individual accomplishments?
Definitely. And I always get that question. Out of everything from your career, what will you remember the most? And I always say two things. The first thing is the championship, definitely with that. And the second thing is my Catch the Stars Foundation, and just being able to use the platform that we have here, being a professional athlete, being able to be successful on the court, but even more importantly, off the court.
Yeah, when you came in 2001, of course you had grown up in Illinois, spent time in Texas, played at Tennessee, and now you're a Hoosier.
Yes.
And I think one of the neatest things is that this franchise recognized the impact that you had, that when you retired, I mean, you're a full-time staff member. Could you have imagined doing that, even 10, 12 years ago?
Definitely not. It's different, and looking last year, I mean, literally we're a year out. So looking last year, before the season even started, sitting in Rick's office with KK, Kelly Koskoff, and Rick and myself, and really trying to talk about, okay, what does the future look like? And my big thing was I really want to focus on the season. I want to go out with a bang, finish strong, and then I'll worry about that other stuff. And so season end, Kelly, pulls me in, all right, what are we looking at? And I said, I really just want to get to 2017 and take some time off, do whatever we have to do, and then figure it out from there. And when we started talking, one of the big things was, what do you want to do? What are you passionate about? And I'm passionate about people. And I'm passionate about, our players, specifically my teammates, and looking at the guys that I've been able to develop friendship with, over the years. I want to see them succeed. And so the transition was kind of a no-brainer as far as, okay, moving from one role on the court, but even off the court, still being able to impact the players that are on the court.
Tamika, you talked about overcoming the ACL injury at Tennessee. Let's even move forward as your career is moving full steam ahead, and the Fever are making the playoffs and getting the Eastern Conference Finals, but you got that Detroit Shock team always in the way. And you have some major injuries. I mean, you've got to overcome Achilles injury, plantar fasciitis, and all of a sudden, 2009, I know you didn't win the title, but what did that mean in 2009 to finally get over the hump and get to the WNBA Finals?
That was our stepping stone. That's the one thing that we needed. I mean, every year up to that point, we would always lose to Detroit. And so they really were like our thorn in the side. I mean, we could not, and it was like you could even see when we got picked to play them, it was just kind of like that, here we go again. But 2009, it just felt different. Even getting ready, gearing up for the game, it just felt different. And of course, we got past them and made it all the way to the finals and playing against Phoenix. And people fail to realize we were actually up. We were up 2-1. All we had to do was win one more game, and game 4 here at the Fieldhouse, let that one slip and tied it up 2-2 with Phoenix and had to go back to the Mercury. And they took it from us. But I look at that year and I really look at, that was the year that Indiana Fever got put on the map. I mean, I remember driving up to Detroit after the series was over, and that year also there was talked about what was going to happen with the Fever. Would it be here next year? Would it not? So we knew we had to have a successful year. And I remember driving up to Detroit, stopped at a random gas station, and I'm out pumping my gas, and I feel this guy looking at me, and eventually he starts walking toward me, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, and he was like, oh my God, and I'm like, oh my God. He was like, you play for the Indiana Fever? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, Tamika Catchings? Like, yeah. And he proceeded to talk about that year, and he was just like, oh, I love watching you guys, and Tammy Sutton-Brown, and Ebony Hoffman, and Jessica Davenport, and Breon J. I mean, he went all the way down the line, every single player. Katie Douglas, like every single player, and had something to say about everything. And that's when I knew that with this franchise, we would be okay. But then even more, that game and that series and getting through that year, that we were definitely on our way to, closer to a championship.
And then 2012, the culmination, you'd won high school championships, college championships, Olympic gold medal. But what did it mean to win that 2012 WNBA title?
The weight off my shoulder, really. And I mean, before that, think about a couple years before that, they celebrated the 10th year of the WNBA. And I mean, I remember the 10th or 15th year, I just remember like all the players that got introduced before me. And it was like, they won 1 championship, they won 2 championships, they won 3 championships, and then Tamika Catchings. And I walked down, and I just remember as I was walking down thinking to myself, we gotta get a champion, like I gotta get one before this is over. And so, buzzer goes off, last game, beat Minnesota, throw the ball up, everybody comes rushing onto the court, and it was just like, whew. Yeah, so some of the tears were like, excitement, but some of them were just like finally, like, thank you,
You've had so many awards. You've got so many more coming. I mean, we all know Hall of Fame is in your resume, but on Saturday night at Bankers Life Fieldhouse, your number will go up in the rafters. You'll have your husband, family, friends, fans. What will that moment be like?
Whew. I actually had anxiety like a couple of days ago. Like it's like the grand finale, and it's just unreal. It is. Like I'm excited, but then I'm nervous, and then it's kind of like I probably should have felt this last year, but I didn't feel it as much as I feel it now. And I know, I'll probably get emotional, and I don't even know how to describe it. Like I'm excited to be able to share it with the people that have been there with me throughout the whole ride, and having my family, and now my husband, so kind of going out with a bang, and I'm excited.
Well, we're excited too. 24, you're the best. Tamika Catchings.